Hi guys, it's Belle here and welcome back for part 3 where we're working on this trifold ephemera piece inspired by one that I was gifted by my friend Sarah. Links will be down below. Do go check out the first 2 videos if you have missed it. We are using Tracy Fox's Peculiar Incidents at Potter's Infirmary kit, and let's just get started. We worked on the front, we made the cover. We made the trifold in the first video, and then we worked on doing some of the ephemera on the second video. So we did all this. I've got a few bits I want to add, and then I changed this up. Originally in this pocket we had the doctor that flips down, this guy, but I didn't like him there, so I'm going to use him somewhere else. So I just put another one of the tags that come in the kit in there. Love these tags, and that fits perfectly. And today we're really going to try and work on the middle pocket. I'm hoping we'll get all of the pockets done, but we shall see. So I've got a lot for the middle pocket. We're going to start with this bit here. Now let me bring you down a little bit. So obviously this is a hospital, and so far we've got like the doctors and nurse on the front, we've got the wheelchair, the bed, but obviously you have to walk into a hospital. So I found this image in the kit. Can I just say it gives me so much creeps? It really does. And I thought this is really good. This could be like walking in and then you've got the rooms to the side. And I'm going to make this a pocket. I've already stitched on some tea stain paper, and I've folded a bit over the top here on a pocket. Hoping you can see that. So this bit is folded over because that's going to be a pocket too. It is going to be magnetized, and I have stitched. Now again, if you do not want to use a magnet, you don't have to. You can use Velcro darts. You could just use a paper clip to keep this shut if you wanted to. I've put that on there, and you know what? I haven't inked around this yet. There's a lot of options for you to do. So I use magnets a lot because I really like magnets, which if you've been here any time now, you will know. I like the sound they make. They're cleaner and easier for me than Velcro dots can sometimes be. And I just think they're fun. And it keeps it very much in place. But again, you don't have to. You don't even have to stitch around. I mean, I haven't stitched around any of the other pieces, have I? But so we're going to put this on. And again, in case you're new, I put a magnet. So there's a magnet under here. And then I attach the other magnet that's going to be the attaching one, the closure one. Put a little bit of glue on. I put this where I want it to be on the pocket. Press down. Lift up. And you can, well, you can barely see it on here, but there is a little bit of glue there, and that's where I glue my magnet. And then I'm going to come on with some washi, because I like these to have washi over the top of them. This is quite a big magnet, so we're going to use this Tim Holtz one, because even if you see it through the paper, it's going to have the oranges and the tartan and all that kind of thing. I know some of you are following along. I believe one of you said in one of the comments that I just read that you're making a Christmas one. So I'm sure yours isn't going to be this grungy. But, you know, I love the fact you're making a Christmas one. And the other reason I cover this magnet up is because there's going to be stuff going in and out of this pocket. So, using washi, you can use paper if you haven't got washi. You can use normal tape. There's lots of ways you can do it. I like to glue whatever I'm using, even if it's washi, so that it stays in place as things are being pulled out of it. And now we're going to stick this on because, as I said, I mean, you have to have the hallway as you're walking into the hospital, don't you? It's just the way it is. It has to be. And I think Mr. Dr. Me Jiminy Guy is going on this. Now, again, when I'm putting something down that's magnetizing, I do it very slowly and I let the magnets attach themselves before pressing the glue into place. Like, you just let them attach themselves. They want to, just let them, and it does half your work for you. So now we have, let me get one of these. We have a flip down for writing space, and we have a pocket here, which is very good. And we're going to put the horrible, horrible looking doctor. He does give me the creeps. I mean, if he was going to come to my bed and I'd be like, is there someone else on duty? Can a nurse stay with me? Can someone check anything that he's writing down on his forms? Because I don't like him. I have picked out a few bits of decoration that I do want to add to these at some point. But I think our last video is going to be the last minute bits of decoration. So he is going to go into there and just look at us in a very creepy way over the top of the hospital. He's welcoming you. Welcome to Potter's Infirmary. Like, no, take me somewhere else, please. Right, now the big thing that I really want to put in there's actually two things we have to do. There are in this kit some file folders come into this kit. Now, this is the white line. So it's meant to have been folded there, but that would have made it too wide to fit in this pocket. So I just folded it over to where it met up, where it was going to be small enough to fit into the pocket. And then I trimmed the excess off because, you know, I want to use a file folder. We're in a hospital. Now what I want to do is we also have this in the digital. Can I just say, love this. Love it. We also have that in the digital. I'm going to get some gloves on. Now I could put papers on the back of this. That's what I could do. I could cover it in tea stain paper, the backs of these. But I thought, no, let's go an easier route. When I say easier, we'll see how it turns out. I'm going to do some inking. I'm going to put my ink. I'm going to use my walnut stain. And we're going to ink. Now, obviously, you could use your sprays on that. It would work just as well. I don't want to get my sprays out. So I'm not doing that. And then we can even just spray on here to move it a little bit. Actually, it's a better idea if you actually spray on the paper as well as doing the ink. I'm thinking about doing this on a lot of the backs of the tags and things. That's what I'm thinking. Because it might just add an extra grunge level. Obviously, if you're not doing a grungy one, maybe that wouldn't be the way you want to go. But if you are doing a grungy one, you know, get our inks out. Okay. And I'm not even going to let that dry. You can let it dry a little bit, but I'm not going to let it dry too much. And I'm going to bring in actually some hickory smoke. I'm going to do it over here because I like the grey on this. So we're going to bring in some of that. In places. I want to make sure I really get that bit with the where the tab is. Obviously, at some point, we're going to come in with some black soot. Say obviously, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not obvious. Again, I'm guessing if you've been here any length of time, you're going to know it's obvious. My three favourite colours: walnut stain, black soot, and hickory smoke, because, you know, they're grungy. And then I'm just going to bring in the black soot onto here, and then I'm going to dry them. So one of my cats is calling in the background. So if you can hear that, look, just look. I mean, I'm sorry, that's just, I find that so delicious. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. You know that song, You Are So Beautiful to Me? You know that one? I don't even know where that's from, but that's how I feel when I see the grunge. I just want to sing that song to it. And I'm trying not to. It's in my head right now. Okay, so I am going to dry these off, and then I'll show you what they look like. Okay, so they're basically dried, but look at that. Now, I feel like you can still write on these. You may feel like, I think they're a bit dark, but I feel like you can still write on these. If you want to be able to write on them, especially this one, you could do it lighter. I want to bring in, so I've got the case file stamp, which again, if you haven't seen the other videos, is from the sample signatures from the past, CEC1055, and it says case file, and it just seems right to have this on the, what's it called, file folder. Let's make sure it's the right way up, because, you know, I feel like that's what this is. Well, that didn't happen very well, did it? Okay. Well, we have got options, because I do have some little, what they called? Oh, what they called? This thing. What is that called? Label. Oh my goodness, Belle. Seriously, what was the problem there with that word? Okay, case file. That's better. And I can cut that in half. I'm going to laugh at myself because I'm not going to be able to cut it in half. I mean, I can cut it in half. It's going to come over. Okay, let's do it. I'm laughing because I really can't cut straight most of the time. And then we're going to use some black soot on that. And then we're going to glue that on, because that didn't come out very well. It's probably because, to be honest, it is a tiny bit still damp. So I'm going to put it to the side to really dry well, whilst we're working on the other bits that are going to go inside this piece. So yeah, okay, so that'll close up, and you can see it say case file there. I'm going to put these to the side. Right, so we've done those. Now, on top of that file folder, which is here, I pulled out one of the tags, and you can see there's a magnet on the back. This is going to be magnetized. That's going to sit on the front like so. Now, I could make it a pocket. I don't think I'm going to. So what I've done is I've attached it, obviously, with tea stain paper, and then I've ripped this edge. Now this all needs to be inked, so I've ripped that edge, but this was the extra bit that I ripped off, and I thought, do you know what? I don't want to throw that away. I want to use it if possible. So I'm going to attach it almost like a pad. I'll show you what I mean. I mean, you need to bring in some black soot around these as well. I like to do the edges, creases. Again, you could make this a pocket. I've decided not to, because I'm going to be honest, I'm already fitting probably far too much ephemera into this than is actually suitable. But I think what I might do is I might rip down this side too. Now, normally I would have just put this paper in my scrap box and gone, well, it'll be a scrap for whatever I need it to be. But I thought, no, we've got it. Why not use it? So that's what we're going to do. So what I want to do is, firstly, I'm going to stitch all the way around this. And secondly, I'm going to stitch this so it acts like a pad on this bit across here. Now again, if you don't stitch, you could just glue that. You could staple it. My brain is wondering when staples became a thing. And I don't think it was this early. So my brain's like, you can't staple it, Belle, because that doesn't look authentic, which is just ridiculous. That's how my brain thinks. But anyway, I will double check that actually. But you could staple it. Stapling would look really, really good. Stitching, again, gluing, all that good stuff. I'm going to stitch it and then I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so you can see I've stitched around that. And then if I open that up, you can see that's been stitched on. And I did actually check. And it said the first staples were by an American inventor. And it was about in 1860. So actually, they would have been able to use staples. Although it says something about the first real commercial ones were for paper were made more available in about 1870 something. So there we go. We learned something every day. So I could use staples and they would work with the hospital, but we're not going to. I stitched, but there you go. So staples would be historically accurate. Like any of this is historically accurate. Oh, my brain, sometimes I tell you, I sit there thinking, why? Why, brain, are you thinking like this? But you could make it a tuck spot. You could even make it a belly band. Like, you really could do that. I've decided, as I said, because there's so much going to be going on anyway, that at some point I have to say no, Belle. No to the belly band and pocket, but I think a pocket would look very cute on there. And talking about pockets, I've got this fellow me chappy who looks like a much nicer doctor than the other one. And he is going to go on as a pocket in here. Yeah, he looks much more the kind of you'd be like, I'll have him as my doctor, please. Although saying that, you just never know, do you? So, let us round the corners. He just looks tired, doesn't he? Look, he looks a bit fed up and tired. Probably like, I just want to move on from this place. Yeah. Again, I'm not following the story exactly, the Potter's story. I just wanted to use the kits. The story itself is fantastic. I love what Tracy has been doing this year with all of that. But sometimes I just want to use the Scrummy Yummy kits. So we're going to have him as a little tuck spot. So yeah. Now, if you don't have file folders in your kit, because maybe you're using your scrapbook papers up and things like that, literally you could cut a 6 or take a 6x6 sheet and then you could put a tab. That's how simple that you can make a file folder. 6x6 sheet, folded in half, add a tab to the top, file folder. All done. Oh, I had this image as well from the kit. Can you see that? Oh, it's creepy. Thinking of tucking that in there. Is it too wide? It might be a little bit too wide. I do want that in there. It's just, oh, it gives me all the creeps. It really does. That would go in there. It is backed with tea-stained paper already. But I feel like, oh my God, I almost started singing that song. You know, the one where they talk about you feel like, it wasn't from an advert. I don't know if it was only here in the UK, you know, where you feel like maybe eating a certain kind of bird. I feel like chicken. You know that one? Not that I would. But my brain today We have been so busy over the last few days. My partner has a little bit of time off work, which is unheard of. He works a lot. He doesn't even normally get just his 2 days off a week because, yeah, and he works very strange hours. So when he actually booked some time off, I was like, this is amazing. Let's make the most of it. So we've been very busy, and I'm trying to fit in filming in between all of that. And spending time just going out and about. So we've got that. I think I will probably end up stitching around that, if I'm honest, because obviously I'm going to. Now, I'm going to make this into a mini journal. You knew it was going to happen, didn't you? You did. We knew it was going to happen. I'm going to fold this first. Let's go about here. We don't want it too wide. Let's go about here. And I'm only going to put about 3 sheets in here. Again, I have to think about how thick this journal's gonna, this little pocket, how much will it actually fit into it? And so, yeah, that's going to go in there in this drummer. We're going to fold it already because yes, we are. And I've got some tea stain paper. I know I just folded that, but that's okay. So yeah, we've been out, and funny enough, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say funny, but one of the places we went to, so we popped into London, and one of the places we went to is the okay, is the Crossbones graveyard down South Bank. Also got some of this white paper. Now I know white. What am I doing? The rest of the journal's not got white, but we're going to ink it, and I saw it in my scrapbox, so I thought, why not? We have this super tiny scrap, so I might actually use some of this too. We went to Crossbones graveyard in London, down near the South Bank, and it's actually quite sad. So it was a piece of land that belonged to the Bishop of Winchester, who had his cathedral there. It's still there. You can still go to the church. He owned quite a bit of land in that part of London. If you know London, it's down the side where you've got the Golden Globe, the Globe and the Golden Hind ship and the Clink prison. And actually he owned the Clink prison as well. But he was not the nicest man. Well, I suppose he was normal for the time. But he had, the euphemism was single ladies. Are you getting what I'm saying without me using the word? He had a lot of single ladies working for him. Well, they worked under a certain lady who then, well, he had the money. And yeah, but because of their job, they weren't allowed to be buried in consecrated ground. Hypocrite much. So there was this plot of land which they were buried in. It's all very sad. And then it became, that plot of land, it is so tiny, guys, it became a pauper's graveyard up until I think the 1850s. I want to say it might be the 1860s. So about the time of this, actually, there's a lot of hospitals. Actually, very close by is like Guy's Hospital and places like that. There's a lot of hospitals in the area as well. This is going to be a journal. Now you could staple it. I'm going to stitch mine in. with my sewing machine. You don't have to. You can staple it in. You could bind it like a journal using thread, a needle and a thread. I'm just going to stitch mine because it's the easiest way for me to do it. So I'm going to go do that. Okay, so I've stitched that. And as always, I haven't managed to get it straight in the middle at the back. Oh, why do I do this to myself? But that's okay. It'll still work as a journal. So there we have. We have a journal and we have a pocket at the back. Yes, so it became a pauper's graveyard. They reckon at least, what was it I read? At least 15,000 people over the years might have been buried or left to be buried in that graveyard. The ladies who worked for the bishop, they were referred to as the Winchester geese, which I find fascinating. Now, we've got this image as well of this nurse. I want to use her, but we've got this amazing image in the kit as well. So what I decided to do is I'm not going to back this nurse with some tea stain paper. I'm actually going to back her with this file because I just think this looks perfect. You know, and nurses would have carried files with them. So let's glue that. So yes, the Winchester geese, the ladies were known as the single ladies. So talk about put a judgment on women who weren't married by using that as the euphemism. Anyway, it was made a pauper's grave and then kind of abandoned. And then years ago, can't remember if it was the 90s, it was sort of uncovered again. I mean, I'll leave the website down below so you can check it out if you're interested, because I'm not going to go into all the details. But it was uncovered again, and it's been made a memorial ground now for all the people who were buried there and forgotten. I mean, they have done, I think they were, I don't know if they were doing excavations and that's how they discovered what it was, but they have uncovered quite a few things. And it's beautiful. Once a month they hold like a vigil there as a remembrance vigil that you can actually go to. And I think it's free to go to. And they used to do as well during certain times. I mean, look at that. Doesn't that look great on the back? I absolutely love it. They were also doing online ones. I don't know if they still do online ones, whether they, you know, you can join in that way. And it's so pretty. They've planted gardens and flowers. There's beautiful statues. It's completely run by volunteers. So it's only opened a few days a week, and it's only open from very specific hours, 12 till 2. I also have this image, which I have backed. I thought she looked like she could be a patient. Yeah, so it's open from 12 to 2, and I think it's a Wednesday, Thursday and Friday it's opened. It's free to get into. Obviously, you can, like, donate money and things. They have, like, things for that. And yeah, it's a peaceful space. There's a whole wall of ribbons, or it's not even a wall, it's like a fence of ribbons, and people still go there, and it's just, you know what, it's just beautiful. I found out about it because I was reading a book that was called Crossbones. I want a little paperclip by Tanya someone. It's part of the Accidental Medium series, which is a series I absolutely love. We also have some of these, and we've got a patient number there, so I love that series. It's book 3 in it, and when I was reading about it, I was like, hold up, this is what? It's got a number on there. I don't know if I've got a number small enough that would work. Like, I really, hold up. I knew my Tim Holtz field notes, there would be a number small enough. Got what was I saying? Yeah, so it's part of the Accidental Medium book, which it is very British. The humour in it is very, very British. It's not like your cozy mystery kind of thing. It's funny. We have a medium who, I think she's from Liverpool. It's so fun. I find it hilarious. I love these books. But anyway, this was the third one. She was talking about crossbones, and I was thinking, I know South Bank. I've been there a lot over the years. A lot. And I've also taken my kids there a lot. There's a lot on the South Bank. Let me keep saying a lot. There's a lot on the South Bank. So I have taken my kids most of their life. Like, it's one of the places we go to the most, probably. Because that's also where the London Eye is, and the aquarium, and the zoo's all there, and Shrek's Adventure. Like, there's a lot down the South Bank. Anyway, and it's just beautiful. HMS Belfast is down there. So I thought, how is this here? Because I know I've walked around here. It's right by Borough Market. It's literally less than a 5-minute walk from Borough Market, again, if you know London. And so I'm reading this book thinking, is this a real place? What are they talking about? Like, what's happening? What is all this? We are going to put her on the inside, I think. We are going to have the nurse. Or do I want her on the outside and the nurse? No, I feel like the patient file should be on the inside. And so, yeah, the book is sort of based all in crossbones, or about crossbones. And obviously the historian in me was like, let me go and discover more. So I did. And then we decided, oh, you've got some time off. Let's pop to Crossbank. So, yeah, so we've got the nurse. We've got this little bit that opens up. We've got all the writing space. We've got a journal. We've got our patient. We've got our doctor and the operating room. So that's all there. Now, where is my little file folder? That's going to go in there. Oh, my goodness. It will fit. It's a very tight fit, but it's going to fit. All right, now where's the other sheet that I did the tea staining on? This lovely Majoli. We're going to have that. Oh my God, look how chunky that's getting already. And there's more to come. I love this because it says Potter's Infirmary. I love it, I love it. And then we had this, which is an image that makes me think of the hospital. And again, we had another one of these in the kit. So I'm going to back this hospital with that. So anyway, we popped to there because I've never been there, and when I find out about somewhere especially in one of my favourite parts of London that I haven't been to, and with major like historical interestness, I had to go. And it's just such a sweet place. And I love that people have kind of volunteered and are taking care of it and remembering, even if we don't know the names of those buried there, they're taking care of it, you know. I just think that's lovely. And obviously I like my spooky a little bit, so it was nice. Then we headed on to Borough Market, which was, as always, chaos. It was so busy. I love it though. Oh my goodness, I love Borough Market so much. See, look at the back of that. It's just so much fun. I like that. So if you don't have a lot of tea stain paper and you're trying to make something grungy with this kit, because of all these little bits, it's a perfect addition to it. I'm going to end up using all of my little Tim Holtz mini paper clips and then have to purchase some more because they just work so well in this. I feel like this needs to be ripped too. It needs ripping. Needs to be ripped. So if you do live near London or even in London and that's something you don't know about and it's something you find interesting, I'm going to fold this. Then I highly recommend going And yeah, just check it out, guys, down below. I'll put the intro. I have no affiliation. I'm not a volunteer or anything like that, but I just think it's such a beautiful. Now, do I want to put the house inside it? I feel like I do, because I think that'll work really well, actually. We're going to put the hospital inside, and we're going to have it attached again by a paper clip. But then we went on, like I said, to Borough Market, and it was crazy because it's so popular there. And obviously, by the time we got there, it was lunchtime, and everyone was eating their lunch. Right, now, I wonder if this will fit in here. Are we pushing it, guys? What do we think? No, we're doing it. I mean, that bit of the picture's ripped, and I've literally ripped it right where it has to go into the pocket. Oh, I kind of love it. I do. So that is there, and we have got the middle bit done. Done. Like so. And let me just check how long I've been filming. Okay, so we've got still a bit more time. I've taken far too long on that bit. Let's work on in here, shall we? Because there's just a few bits in here that I wanted to add. So firstly, under here, Sarah put some more paper. So do you know what? Let's just grab a little sheet of paper somewhere. I'm trying to find some. Why can't I find some paper? Here we go. This will do. And yeah. So far too long to take a simple bit. Honestly, guys, this is my life. It takes me forever to. Why am I doing that? So that was interesting, and I love the fact that I read the book and then went to the graveyard and just saw a little bit of London history. How am I doing it like that? It needs to be like this. What am I doing? So a little bit of London history that I did not know about. And it just made me think, because I was thinking, you know, historically, because London has buildings that are ridiculously old, like literally ridiculously old. Will that fit under there? Is it too big? It's too big. I'm trying to get a piece of paper that will fit in there. And we'll see. Too much chatting, not enough crafting. Because London's ridiculously old. I mean, there's buildings there from literally the Middle Ages and things. And it just makes you think how many people would have walked past that same building on those same streets for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, you know. Right, that's going to go under there. I got another one of the tags. If we look at Sarah's, you can see she's holding this down with a tag in that pocket. So I wanted to use another one of these tags from the kit, and we're going to use that to hold it down in there, like so. What I was wondering was, I have some of this, like, it's almost like embossed leather effect, and I was wondering about using, so I haven't used it anywhere else, but I don't know, on this pocket, the idea of using it was really calling to me. So I kind of like it. I could put it on as a pocket, another pocket. I could do that. And I'm going to say, why not? I tell you why not, Belle, because the thing's not closing. That's why not. But we're going to. So yeah, so it just, I love London. I I mean, you're in the Crossbones graveyard and you're in amongst all these beautiful flowers. There's so many rosemary bushes there. I mean, I love rosemary. I have quite a few of those bushes in my garden and they are the herb of remembrance. So seeing them all over the, took this image too and backed it. Seeing them all over the graveyard was just perfect. But in between the rosemary bushes and the beautiful trees and everything that you can see, right there in the background is the shard. And it's so strange that we're in this little memorial ground, absolutely surrounded by history and plants and stillness and beauty, and then through the bushes I got an image of the shard, and I just, yeah, that's kind of London. That's what I love about London. You've got all these really old buildings from 14 something or 15 something and all this kind of thing, and then you have something like the shard. I'm going to stitch that. Okay, so I just stitched that along there. He's going to pop into here, just looking over with his creepy eyes. I see you. And then I've got a piece of Tim Holtz ephemera. I thought this would be quite good to put like patient or identification might be quite good on there actually, because they'd want to see the identification of the different patients. Yeah, so I love London. I really love London. I feel very lucky to have lived close enough to it that I can go in and out. I used to take my children all the time when they were little, because there's just so much to see and do. But also, I think it just got them used to the idea of, that's because I haven't used that one. I really don't think I've used that identification one at all. Maybe I have. Right, we're going to put some walnut stain on this because it's far too... Now, with this, I could back it with tea stain paper. I really could. I'm not going to. And that's going to go, I think, in here. I like it this way. And then also I had a little Tim Holtz piece here. And it looks like, you know when you have an eye test? That's what it reminded me of. So I thought, hospital. I'm sure they do eye tests in the hospital. And we're going to have that in here too. Now I want to see his creepy eyes. And then they have one of these little bottles in the kit. I was like, oh my goodness, I love it. Now I think I'm going to emboss that, but I won't be doing it in this video. But I'm thinking I'm going to put the bottle in there like so. These bits need to be kept together. Oh, that's right. I think I wanted to put patient on him, but I don't know if I will. I'm keeping all the bits for the different pockets together so that I don't get confused, because there's lots of bits of pieces on my table. So we've done that. So now there's actually a back pocket as well. So we haven't done enough. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to put these in this bottom. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to put this scary nurse on first. That's what we're going to do, because she is terrifying. Like, literally terrifying. No, thank you. Oh, and if you do live near London, South Bank has its Christmas market on, guys. Just saying. Because I visited that too. It was a very strange day. I know what we'll do. We'll go and visit. I'm going to make this into, have you guessed? I'm trying to think she's going to have to go there. I'm going to make this into a flip down pocket. So, yes. We need the magnet. Yeah, it has its Christmas market on. So we went to Crossbones Graveyard, as you do. Then we went and visited Borough Market, as you do. Then we went and had a lovely meal at an amazing vegan restaurant. And then we went to the Christmas market. Quite the day. A very bell day. Let's put it that way. Let's mix a bit of history, a bit of creepy, lots of food, and then let's add a bit of Christmas in there as it's the season. So just if you are in the area, just to let you know, or if you're nearby enough that you can come in and visit. Oh my gosh, the food, the smells were divine. Tell you. Right, now I'm going to show you with this one what I did with the other one to show you the fold over the top, because I didn't show you that one, did I? So let's get this folded to here, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to trim, leaving about, I want to say ½ inch. We're guesstimating, but about ½ inch, because that's what works with this size. So you can see I've got this bit here. Now, I could fold that inside, but because this is a pocket, I'm going to fold it backwards on itself. So that'll flip down like that. Glue this. And actually, we might be able to put the magnet under there. Oh, I didn't do that with the other one, but you know what? We might just be able to do that. Excellente. So yeah, quite a bell day. Beautiful day. It was really nice weather. It wasn't too cold. We had the November sun out, which was lovely. Okay, I think I want her stitched around. Who's surprised? None of you. But yeah, I think I want her stitched around. So I'm going to ink around her and stitch and show you what that looks like. Okay, so Ness Creepy has been stitched all around. That is her official name. Yeah, I just want to add again, I know this seems like common sense, but you never know. And if you're new to using magnets, this may be something you don't think about straight away. But if you are using magnets and stitching, please make sure you put the magnets far enough away from the piece that you're going to stitch, far enough away. You can see mine's here, far enough, because I know the size that I like to stitch. So just make sure you do that, because otherwise needles will go flying. Okay, we also had this in the kit, which, come on, it's a hospital. Again, I could back it. I'm not going to. I'm going to use some just some walnut stain. Normally I back everything, but sometimes you got to think about well, not everything needs it. You know, it's got a stethoscope and everything on it. I mean, come on, guys. The doctor needs that. I'm not sure these doctors are very professional in this particular hospital, but they've probably still got a stethoscope. And there's this great clock. I love that. That's so grungy, and I just absolutely love it. I don't know whether to put it there or put it in the front, because then we can't see the stethoscope if I put it in the front. Love that. Oh gosh, she is so creepy. Then there was the skeleton with the kit, which he's just adorable. And I've backed this already with some tea stained paper, and he is going to fit in with the creepy nurse, because I'm hoping, yeah, we'll just see his little skull come over the top. I mean, that's just too cute, isn't it? So And then there was another tag from the kit, guys. And again, it looks like a bit of a hospital or something like that. This kit's so creepy. Just now, you may be thinking this is quite plain so far, Belle. Or maybe you're not. But you think it's quite plain. All you're doing is cutting out the ephemera, a bit of stitching, a bit of inking. But you know what, guys? Sometimes that works. However, obviously, I'm going to be adding a tad of decoration. But for the moment, that's going to fit in there. Obviously, that's going to be stitched around. Let's stitch around that now and put an eyelet in. Actually, I decided against putting an eyelet in. I just like it stitched. I'm probably going to add something on top of it, like so. Yeah, we can't see it over the top. So, this isn't all we're going to add. There were all sorts of bits and pieces in the kit. Look, Tracy's even given us tools. I think I'm probably going to add some of those. They give me so much creeps. Another little blue thing. That could possibly pop. No, I don't like that. Oh, we got this one. That might work. It says re-inspected and remarks. I almost feel like, what is that to do with? I also have some of the little books, the Tim Holtz books. I thought they might work because, you know, we're in a hospital, books, things like that. But I don't know about any of that, so I'm leaving that for the moment. That's going to go here because I need that for the other part. So I think that's everything decorative-wise that we've kind of done. So let's go over it all again. We've done a little pocket here that flips down with writing space. And in there we have our creepy doctor that we moved over with his extra writing space. You're so creepy. Welcome to the hospital. No. Then we have the Potter's Infirmary form of admission, which I just kind of love. And it's all inked up and grunge. And then we have the image of the hospital from the outside. And that's got one of the forms on the back. So that can all be written on. And we have the file folder. And in here, it's a journal. We have a pocket back here that you can write on. It says case file. We've got one of the images of the patient there. We can move the nurse up there. She's got the file on the back. And then this opens up for more writing space. Let's move the nurse back. Oh no, she's come off. I feel like she might need to be stitched too. Oh, I just look at everything and think, that'll look better if it's stitched. That's kind of my go-to. Let's put the... Come on, paper clip. I don't even mind if it rips it a little bit because, you know, it's supposed to be grotty a little bit. So that's going in there. This is coming up so we can see that a bit more. And that's going down a bit further. Love it. Added a tag there. On here we have a creepy guy with just a little tag. Double pocket here. And then this is holding down, if we pull that out, this is holding down this bit with some extra paper. I may do something with that. I'm not sure I'm liking it. I liked this one because it's got the edge, so I may actually change that. We shall see. And then we have our back pocket, which looks a bit plain at the moment, to be honest. Flip down. We have a tuck in there, and we have our tag in a tuck, a journaling card in there. We have our tag. Doctor's got his stethoscope. We've got the clock because, let's face it, while we're in a hospital, we're all looking at the clock. And that is everything so far. So in the final video, all I might do off camera, guys, is I might stitch around some of the pieces because, you know what that looks like. So I might stitch around some of the pieces. And then we are going to do any last minute decoration. I have all of these like Tim Holtz pieces and bits from the kit that I want to use. There's some more, like I said, some of these. There's a light bulb in the kit, and we are going to do something with this on the front cover. I need to add some fabrics. I need to add all that, so I need to grab all that. And then we just need to add a few things. and I'll ink anything that hasn't been inked. And we may even stencil on the back of some of these because we've got our stencils. So I will sort all that out. But I hope you don't mind this. I hope this is okay so far and you're enjoying it. And my random chatting today. I know some of you are following along. So I hope you're still enjoying it. It doesn't matter if you're doing something different. You don't have to make it look grungy. It's just ideas of how to use your scrapbooks or your ephemera pieces that you've got. But that's it for now, guys. I'll be back again soon with another video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye for now.